How is everybody doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Kendra, welcome Kendra, welcome Destiny, welcome Stella. So I am putting the link for the quiz in the chat room. I will give you all like a 2 minutes, 1 minute to do the quiz. It's a short quiz. Today is a short quiz. No long quizzes today. Doesn't that sound like fun? Are you all having fun? How is your vacation going? Anybody traveling? I feel a lot of people traveling this week and next week. Anybody going to Tobago for Great Race? Kendra is going to Tobago for Great Race. That is so awesome. What's your favorite thing about the Great Race? Tamika, good morning. So Tamika, we're doing a short quiz this morning. So Aiden is from Tobago. Which part of Tobago you're from? Tamika, do you have the link for the quiz? The west side. Aiden lives on the west side. So class, 1 more minute again for the quiz. All right, class. So let's see how are the students doing in today's quiz. All 106 students. So, all right, Anelia, very good. Priya, Cyan, Hales, Sasha, Sella, Cassidy. Somehow this quiz seems a little bit more difficult. Seem you're having a little bit of challenge. So Simon, I'm sending the link now. Right, Destiny, very good. You guys are almost done. So I'm putting back up the code now. Uh, Jane, Jan, right? Putting that up. So you have 1 more minute again. Okay, so good. So I can see like with question one, most students half and half for having challenges with the first question. And the first question, class, the first question is asking us about private limited companies. These that's fine if you didn't write it in properly, that's okay. As time goes by, we'll learn how to structure our answers properly. All right, Kendra. So my form 5. So where my form 5's at? So Zach, here is the QR code one last time. He's here, form 5. So I'm seeing you all in September. How many of you I'm going to see in September when we cover the syllabus and we're going to get ready for past papers and start getting ones and twos? Who here wants a distinction in POB? Who here wants a 1? Who here wants to pass? Stella said me, so okay. So Stella, will be seeing you in very soon, right? In September's class. So let us Simon as well. Awesome. A few persons raised their hand also. I guess who didn't raise their hand doesn't want. Lyndon, very good. Jewel, awesome. So once again, let's see, make sure everybody is getting through with the quiz. And let's get this started. It's raining a little bit on my end, so let me know if you can hear me or if you cannot hear me. Kyle, how are you? Abhishek, Aidan, is it raining in Tobago? Amara, Ambika, Alvin, Angel, Anushka, Ariel, Atkin, Charles, Crystal. Again, so Amelia Priya has completed a quiz. Let's want to get 3 more. I have 103 students in this evening's class. Class, give me 1 minute. All right, class. Okay, so sorry about that. So our first question. Hi, Bernice. Good morning. It's still morning. So which type of business ownership offers limited liability? Now, I am asking this question because I'm seeing half of the students are getting this question correct, and the other half is getting this question wrong. So class, limited liability and unlimited liability, these are very, these are the type of questions that examiners love to ask students. Love to ask students. This is POB. So I want to know why half of my students, when I spoke about limited liability and unlimited liability, I spoke about this for the last 2 weeks ad nauseum, and students are getting this question wrong. Shamir, you are correct. Stars for you. Kendra, you are correct. So class, I'm going to go over this again. I will keep going over this point until at least 75% of students get these types of questions correct. So let's talk about it first. A sole trader. Let's talk about a sole trader. When a sole trader or even a partnerships and cooperatives, and I'm sure a lot of students thought the answer was cooperative as well. But class, I want you all to remember something. Unlimited liability, right? Unlimited liability. Your personal assets are responsible. Your personal assets are up for grabs. They are exposed. Whether it's your house, your car. If your company has debts and you have to pay those debts, you have to dip into your savings, right? Some people have a house, your car. Some people have more than one car. Your personal savings are to be sold, right? Are to be sold to cover business debts. That is what we call unlimited liability. Everybody understands that? That is what we call unlimited liability. So tell me, does a sole trader have unlimited liability or limited liability? Tell me, class. Sole trader. Unlimited. Yes, the doubles man on the road, the doubles man, the vendor, the taxi driver, these have unlimited liability, right? But class, I want to show you all a little trick. I want to show you all a little trick. Now, we have limited liability. Very good, Jane, Crystal, Kendra. But I want to show you all a little trick here. Anytime you see a question like this, I want you all to see that if the examiner is asking you about limited liability, check this out. Private limited company, also, there's a reason why there's the word limited and private limited company and public limited company. That is to indicate to us that these firms and these companies also have limited liability. It's not by chance This is not by chance. So class, do you all see that? The word limited and private limited company. The word limited and public limited company stands for limited liability. When you see a corporation has LLC, you all know what LLC means? Anybody here could tell me what LLC means? Yes, correct, Shamia. Anybody else? Yes, Kendra, correct. LLC means limited liability company. Now I'm saying this multiple times for those. Yes, Sonia, that is correct. Crystal, that is also correct. So I am saying this for the students in the back who I'm saying this for their benefit because repetition creates habits. There's a reason why I'm repeating this so that when you doing your exam questions, it'll be like, well, I remember still seeing something like this, you know. So Crystal asks a very good question. Don't partnerships offer limited liability as well? That's a very good question. Well, let me get to that as soon as I finish this next point. So class, limited liability company or LLC, we have limited liability company, and we have private limited company, and we have public limited company as well. All of these are limited liability companies. I think we all should understand that by now. We're good with that. Now, Crystal asked an awesome question. I'm sure many of you had this same question, but still, what about partnerships? Don't partnerships offer limited liability as well? And the answer is yes, they do. But also partnerships also offer unlimited liability as well. So you could actually have two types of partnerships, you know. You could, and in fact, when you're filling out your form to create a partnership, you have to state whether it is limited. I'm just going to put limited just for space. Or you could also choose if you want your partnership to be an unlimited partnership as well. So partnerships, you have the choice of limited and also unlimited liability. So just bear that in mind, Crystal. You could also have unlimited liability in partnerships. Is that clear with everybody? Anybody have any other questions on that? Right, and sole traders is limited. And yes, someone is asking for the link to the quiz. I am so happy that students actually want to do the quiz. Any other questions? So we're good with that. So here's our next question. I want to see how students did with question 2. So more students got question 2 correct than question 1. So class, don't feel, oh gosh, sir, I've never seen these things before. This is all new. It's okay if you get the answers wrong now. That is fine. Let's get the answers. Let's get the questions. It's okay. It's better we get the questions wrong now than on the day of the exams. How that sound? So don't feel despondent. Don't feel frustrated. That's okay. That is the reason for these classes. So which marketing activity is focusing on creating awareness? So what does awareness mean? What does awareness mean? How do students, so class, how do you all know when a new Samsung iPhone comes out? How do you all know when the new, I don't know, when is the new band launch for Carnival? How do you all become aware of these, right? So advertisements, yes, Kendra, correct, Seller. So I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, Seller. Right? Crystal said ads. Yes, these are ads, advertisements. Someone says, so class, give me an example of where do we see advertisements? Where do we see advertisements? We see advertisements on television, radio, billboards. Yes, radio, billboards. Correct. We see ads, social media. I was waiting for somebody to say social media. You see them on social media. That is social media, by the way. Another name for not another name, but social media also falls under digital advertisements. Movie previews, love it. Yes, trailers, movie trailers. You all think when you all waiting to see the movie, anybody here ever go to a movie theater? They get your seat, they get your favorite seat, you sit down, you're eating what you all eat, popcorn, some might eat chicken strip, chicken tenders, sitting down in the movie, waiting, and then before the actual movie starts, you see a whole bunch of what? Movie trailers, right? Right? So you see all these movie trailers. You all could tell me how long those movie trailers are. Are they what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes of movie trailers? 10 minutes, I think it's 15 minutes of movie trailers you will see, and it's about 15 minutes. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes, right? And you're eating your popcorn, and they might say, welcome to Movie Town. They might tell you where the exits are. But by the time the movie trailers finish, what has happened? You finish eat out your popcorn, right? You finish eat out your food, and then the movie starts. A seat is a seat, and I must get my nachos. Yes, nachos. Ads, concept sponsors for movie theaters. Yes, yes. So movie trailers, these are things not by accident, and these are to create awareness. This is to tell you, hey, the new Avengers coming out, the new Spider-Man coming out. That's to get you. This is to make you aware. So any sort of awareness class is advertising, and it falls under promotion. So these are key words we must look for when we're reading our questions before answering them. Awareness, promotion. Now, some people might say pricing might be a form of awareness, but for awareness will be promotion. Everybody good so far? Let's see who would have, I think most students got that one correct. Alex would have said distribution, Jaden would have said distribution. So I could understand why you all said that, because in one aspect, I think it was under packaging, right? When we're talking about the 4 Ps, what are the 4 Ps? Class, what are the 4 Ps? So, right, Destiny, right? That's one, that's a good, right? Simon said it correct. So the 4 Ps are price, place, promotion, and product. So class, in September, we're going to go into more detail about the marketing mix. Anybody here is confused about the marketing mix and the 4 Ps? It's okay if you don't know, you know. Right. That's okay. I will have a slide and around next month when to help students understand marketing. But we're not going to go too much in depth in marketing today. Jaden said distribution, right? So very good, very good, very good. Destiny, those are your rewards. Destiny, a jumping gun, man. Destiny, land, labor, capital, enterprise. Those are all factors of production. Destiny, those are the factors of production. Love it. I love it. So students, I see some students reach very far in the syllabus. Okay, so which cost remains constant regardless of output? These would be our fixed costs, correct? I'm just moving up, I'm just moving past a little quickly along that. I won't get too much in fixed costs and variable costs just yet. Fill in the blank of question, our first fill in the blank question. What protects a company's logo from being copied? Why isn't the answer copyright? I surprised students did not say copyright or patent. How come you all didn't say copyright and patent? How come you all didn't say that? Copyright or patent? Hold on, I was trying to turn up the sound on this thingy. Music off. Gotcha. Right. Copyright or patent. So class, we will go a bit more in depth about the difference about copyright, patent, and trademark. But for now, trademark would be for any sort of logos, any sort of brand identifiers. So for example, the Coca-Cola logo. The purpose of a trademark, and let me just pull up what the Coca-Cola logo looks like, right? So the reason for a trademark, protection. You want protection. You think Coca-Cola, do you think you could go create your own soft drink, seller? I hope I'm really pronouncing the name correctly. Yeah? Seller, Zach, Destiny, Jewel, Shamia, Kendra. Right? I only really have Simon as well. Do you think wouldn't it be nice to say, you know, you create your own soft drink, and you know what? It tastes better than Coca-Cola. Do you think what will happen? What will happen if you create a logo very similar to this design? If you take this logo and put it on your soft drink, what do you think is going to happen? You will get sued for sure, Kendra. You'll get sued, and even before you get sued, Kendra, they'll hit you with a cease and desist. But yes, if you open yourself to get sued, people say you're copying. Exactly. And look, Olia, these fellas don't make joke, you know. Anything similar to their design. Remember, these are billion-dollar companies. They are billion-dollar companies, and they spend lots of money to protect their logos. So they have to go and create a trademark. They have to create a trademark. Where is it? They have to get trademark. They have to trademark their logos. right? They have to trademark. So trademark is for logos. Copyright is for, like, let me say, books. Copyright would be like sometime code. Copyright is for larger, let me say, written piece of work. Artists, music fall under copyright. But trademark, just bear in mind, trademark are more for logos or brand names. How that sounding? How that sounding? Confusing? Anybody else still confused? Sonia asked the question, is Coca-Cola public limited company or private? So Sonia, last week I actually demonstrated that Coca-Cola is a public limited company. And I demonstrated it by pulling it up on the stock exchange. Kaylon, we're good. So class, we just kind of going through other topics. Darcy said, explain again. So for the students who wants me to explain it again, just tell me real quick in the chat what exactly is giving you the confusion. And that is okay. I'll keep explaining it until everybody gets it. So just give me a quick one sentence of, hey, what is the challenge? Where are you getting lost? So let's try another example. So what's another popular brand? Who here wants to give me a popular brand? What's another famous company? Jordan. Love it. Nike. Let's go with Nike. Nike. So, right, Nike. We all know about the Nike or Nike. Who here says Nike? Or who here says Nike? Nike. And some says Nike. Right. Well, I'm going to say Nike. So Nike or Nike, as some of you would say, and for the students who wants me to repeat it, feel free to ask me to feel free to jump in and say you don't understand or we're good. So once again, we're talking about the differences between, the question is, we want to talk about trademark. We want to know the difference between trademark, copyright, and then we have patents. These three are different ways to protect your body of work. So class, let's just say you wake up tomorrow or you woke up this morning and say, look, you see me, I'm going to create these awesome sneakers. And these sneakers, they're the best sneakers in the world, right? You know why? Because these sneakers, you don't even have to use your hands to put them on. You just put your foot into the shoe and it just self-laces itself. You don't even have to use your hands. You just put your foot on the shoe and boom, you have a shoe on your foot. It doesn't come off. You could run in it and it's even. Yes. So somebody says an AI shoe. They have an AI shoe that gives you the best comfort in the world. You don't even have to look for a size 9 or a size 6. It automatically adjusts to your toes and whatsoever, right? So we have this AI shoe, right, Destiny? An AI shoe. So we have this awesome shoe, but we want to market it. We want people to know about this AI shoe. So we're going to call it what? AI shoe. this awesome shoe, and we create this awesome logo, and it looks a little bit like, sorry. So we create this awesome shoe, but we say, you know what? People don't know the name of this company. So I am going to put this logo. Can you use this Nike logo and slap it on anywhere onto your shoe? But in fact, let's create a logo. You want to put your own logo onto the shoe. So let us pull out our trusty design. Hold on. Right, so classes, just bear with me. I'm going to show you all something here. So Destiny, Sonia, Chriselle, Seller, we created this awesome AI shoe, and we want to create a logo for our AI shoe. So here we are. We come onto this website to generate a logo for our AI shoe, because we don't have time to go and hire a graphics designer and all of that, right? So sneaker brand, we go to this website, we create a shoe, step into the future, right? That's our more or less what our brand tells us. And topic, we could say footwear, right? Footwear, microchip technology whatsoever. And we want to use this color scheme, orange. All of this stuff you just have to do. They just want, I'm pretty sure, right? So we are creating our logo for our AI shoe. Isn't that something special? Right? So we got, I don't know, which one of these here looks awesome. So this would be our logo for our, which one we would use? I like this one, step into the future. So class, there you have it. We have our first logo, right? This is our logo for our AI shoe. Now, how do we go about protecting this logo? How do we stop persons from copying our logo and putting it on their crappy AI shoe? Remember, we were the first to come up with this AI shoe. How do we go about stopping other copycats? How do we stop all these other Chinese copycat companies from copying our product, right? All right, so we have to go into, we have to do a lot of things to protect our product. We have to do, someone said patent, right? We have to patent, we have to go to copywriting. And then we have to do trademark. So we have to basically get a whole bunch of lawyers on our team. But patent, this is where we actually, patent is for like product designs. We want to, patent protects our product designs. These are for protection. This stops other persons from stealing our engineering design. These are what patents are for. Copyrights won't really apply to the shoe, because copyrights will protect what? Our written, produce any sort of written material, audio material. But the logo, our brand, our trademark. This is what we have to use to protect our logo. If we want to stop all of the other Chinese companies from stealing our logo, we have to use trademark. These protect our logo and our brand. But honestly, I don't know how you all rate this logo 1 out of 10. We could do better. We could do better with the logo design, but this is not a class on generating logos. This I'm just illustrating a point. Trademark will be to protect our logo and our brand name. So for the students in the back, we're good. Someone says AI is bad for the environment. Cars are bad. Diesel vehicles are bad for the environment also. I know we're a bit off topic, but diesel vehicles are bad for the environment. Air conditioners that are not using the certified coolant are bad for the environment. There's a clear difference between fake and real item. So it looks like a fake item. So Sonia asked a question about real and fake items. Anybody here ever bought a fake Air Jordans? Oh, I know AI is very capable of that, Jewel. AI is very capable of that. Social media is also very capable of that. But I'm just here illustrating a point. So seller, anyway, right. So the question is, right. So I asked a question, anybody here ever bought a fake Gucci bag? If anybody ever bought a fake Jordan, anybody ever bought a fake Apple computer or fake iPhone? These things do happen. These things do happen. So what we're saying, yes, fake Crocs as well, fake Nike shoes. Some of you might buy fake Aldo shoes, right? You're going to Francis Fashion and Detour. You know, we hoping we get originals. But class, having a look, these big brand names, and all of these big brand names like Crocs and JanSport, Levi's, don't they have trademark protection? If they have trademark protection, then how it is fakes exist? Somebody said they bought a fake edge, the controls. Somebody said they prefer to buy cheaper fakes. But the question is, if all of these big companies spending so much of millions of dollars in trademark protection, how it is fakes exist? How it is? Well, how is that even possible, class? We're a little bit off topic, but I just want to illustrate a point. Well, as we all know, just like with the law, anything with the law, to make it effective, is all about enforcement. So if the authorities are a bit lackadaisical in enforcement and only the authorities could really enforce. If the authorities don't really enforce, then your trademark is not is only as good as the enforcement authorities, right? And we could debate whether China is a enforcer or an enabler. We could debate that because everything is made in China. All right, class. So are we good with trademark? Trademarks are for logo and brands. And in the future classes, we will be going more in depth about copyrights, patents, and trademarks. Any questions before I move on? Seller asked a question, and it is a weird question, but it's a very good question at the same time. And the question essentially was, are there fake soft drinks? Are there fake food? And the answer is yes, they can also exist. But you ask the question, is there anything like a fake Sprite? I will pose the question to you. Is 7-Up a fake Sprite? Or is Sprite a fake 7-Up? Is Pepsi a fake Sprite? Is Pepsi a fake Coca-Cola? Or is Coca-Cola a fake Pepsi? There's imitation crap, but we're not talking about we're not talking about food substitutes. Right? That's a different whole thing. And we could debate whether Coca-Cola is better than Pepsi, or cherry Coca-Cola was a big failure, or we could ask ourselves, is Sprite better than 7-Up? Who knows? I hope I answered your question. Now, the fifth question is, which statement shows profit and loss over a period of time? And the answer to this, and Shamia and who was it? Destiny got this one correct. So it's an income statement, but we're not going to go into that in detail just as yet. We'll do this in more detail in a future class. Shamaya. Sorry, Shamaya. I do apologize. So let us see question 5. So question 5 was quite a tricky one. But that's okay, class. We'll go into that in more detail in future classes from September. What is it? By the way, this is our final class for August. I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. This is our final class. So the primary purpose of market research is really to understand consumer needs. So let's see. Most students got, well, not most students got this. No, we don't have any class next week. So if you all want to resume class in September, feel free to reach out to Mr. Sinanan, or you could have, maybe, and this is our 4th class. Wait, but 20th is, oh, my bad. Okay, this is not our final class. My bad. I do apologize. So we do have class next week. So the whole idea of market research is to understand customer needs. Salah, we'll check your results in a bit. Sole trader, our favorite type of question. Which of the following is a characteristic of a sole trader? Class, we talked about this many times. Talked about this over and over, and still 46 out of 100 students. Let's check back the marks real quick. Class, sole trader. Bet your bottom dollar this is going to come in your paper 1 and paper 2. Yes, Destiny, sole trader, unlimited liability. Shamaya, Unlimited liability. Malik, hey, Malik, sorry, Malik. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you could join us. Question 7, just 54. So you all can see your marks here real quick. Priya, very good answer. Mackenzie, Amelia, Jabaril, Shamaya, Crystal, doing great with the quiz. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, class. So characteristic of a sole trader. One of the characteristics of a sole trader is unlimited liability. Let me ask you all something. Does a sole trader share profits? Why doesn't a sole trader share profit? Why is that? Exactly, Cyan. Just one person working, Yes, that's not one person working, is one owner. You all, just want to also reiterate, a sole trader does not mean it's a one-man operation. A sole trader could have employees. They could have 5 employees, they could have 10 employees. Sole trader really means is really one owner. That owner has all of the responsibility. That one owner has all of the rewards as well as all of the risks. So what does that mean? That person is responsible for all of the profits. All of the profits go to the sole trader, but the sole trader also is responsible for all debts of the company. So Destiny is not one person running the business. Is really one person who owns the business, but that one person could have other workers and other employees running the business. Sole trader, unlimited liability. What's a disadvantage of a partnership? Ooh. What is a diff? Ah, Shamaya, correct. Destiny, correct. Darcy, really, is it shared decision making? Really, is that a disadvantage? So class, I just want you all to remember something. Partnerships also have, I see, some students said, sorry, shared decision making, less privacy. So class, I want you all to tell me something. I'm gonna ask a question. Unlimited liability. Is unlimited liability an advantage? Can anyone tell me in what universe is unlimited liability an advantage? Who could give me an example of where unlimited liability is an advantage? Who could tell me? In a different, yeah, it's in a different universe, maybe in a different universe, but in this universe, unlimited liability is a disadvantage. Now, Chriselle said something very interesting, as well as Darcy, said that shared decision making can take long for a team to find common ground. Now, I agree. The more you'll ever hear the expression, too many cooks in the kitchen. Anybody ever hear that expression? Too many cooks in a kitchen. What does that mean? Well, when you have too many persons trying to do something, especially something important, and it can lead to disorganization, right? So shared decision making can have its advantage as well as disadvantages. So let's remember, unlimited liability is a disadvantage in this universe. In this universe, unlimited liability is a disadvantage. Class, you all will probably hear me say this a million times, and I will be saying it a million times, if not 2 million times, talking about unlimited liability and limited liability. And I hope that's okay with you all. Which of the following is a fixed cost? Ooh, I see a lot of students got this one, a challenge with this one. In fact, a lot of students got this one wrong. Some said, oh no, this is what, question 9? Yes, question 9, 31% got this correct. Some of you said fixed costs, really? Raw materials are a fixed cost, utilities? Sorry, Joy, it is not the last class for POB. When I was talking about the last class, I was referring to POB, but I was wrong. Next week is our final POB class. My mistake. And I hope that you're excited that this is not our last class, because I was feeling very sad this morning. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss you guys. I'll miss most of you. Some of you, I don't have any troublemakers in this class, actually. This class is a good class. So the question is, which of the following is a fixed cost? Yes, Joy, and I hope to see you in September when we resume, as well as we go towards all the way to exam time. So I'm just curious. Why does some students said wages is a fixed cost? I had some students said wages was a fixed cost. Why did you all say that? No, Jewel, unfortunately, those classes won't be free. Fortunately or unfortunately, depends on how you look at it. What is a fixed cost? All right. I won't talk too much about fixed costs and variable costs just yet, but think about fixed cost as, let's talk about variable cost real quick. Who here knows how to make a delicious doubles? Who here could tell me what are the components of a delicious doubles? Shamaya, what are the ingredients and components of a delicious doubles? Jewel, flour. Destiny said the first and main thing is flour. What else? Baking soda. Some Destiny gave me the whole recipe here. So Destiny said chana, right? You have to get water to boil the chana. You have to get shadow penny. Woo! Right? You have shadow penny, saffron. Oh God, well, they're giving away these secrets. Curry, right? You have to get the oil. You have to get the frying oil. And what do we fry the oil in? We have pots. So we have pots, so we can say wares, right? You have to get matches to light all of these. So for every doubles we have to have flour, somebody say chana, sweet sauce, masala. But how you make the sweet sauce? And you need sugar for the sweet sauce, right? Wrapper, right? You have to get the paper wrap, right? All of these things. So these are just few of the ingredients. Mango, gosh, let know the thing, man, right? So these are like our ingredients. These are our ingredients for our doubles. Pepper, right? I think I spelled it correct. No. Cucumbers. So we could debate whether cucumbers and pineapple belongs in doubles, but these are our ingredients. Now, why did I say our ingredients are variable cost? Why did I say that? So let's think about it. If I'm making 300 doubles, if I'm making 300 doubles, how much, let's say to make 300 doubles, I need maybe 5 kilograms of flour, right? 5 kilograms of flour. How much kilograms of chana we will need? We might need we might need 4 kilograms of chana, right? So let's use that as an example. But class, if I am making 3,000 doubles, how much kilograms of flour will I need? 3,000 doubles. You think 3,000 doubles is impossible? 3,000 doubles. If 300 doubles is 5 kilograms of flour, 3,000 doubles might be, let me say approximately 50 kilograms of flour. And we might need 40 kilograms of chana, right? You all following that? Yes, Sonia, that's exactly what I'm saying, but I would like to demonstrate it. I would like to demonstrate it. All right. And let's just talk about but who makes the doubles? How many workers do we need? We have what is our human capital? Let me just say human capital. So we could say our employees, we could just talk about our employees. What we need somebody to, when we're making doubles, we need somebody to fry. You all ever see these people when they're making doubles, or what is happening in back end? We have somebody frying the doubles. So we call that person somebody to fry. You have somebody to, right? Our labor force, human capital, employee, labor force, right? I just want to demonstrate something here. So we have somebody frying, we have somebody to fry the doubles, we have somebody to boil the chana, somebody to make the sweet sauce. I don't know what's the correct job titles are. So we have frying, we have somebody to make the chana. So basically you have what? Our chefs. You have the people wrapping the doubles. Yes, we have somebody wrapping the doubles. And you have a cashier, somebody collecting the cash, right? Wrapping doubles, we have the doubles man, we have the fryer, somebody's frying, we have the chefs. All right, so let me say in total, we need about, I don't know, 6 employees. So class, I'm asking you all something. If we have Yes, you all know how UV doubles, right? Some of you would have seen UV doubles. We have people, oh gosh, these people bakers. We have not bakers, people who make the bara. We call it the bara maker. What was the correct name? But they're like bakers. So class, my question to you is this: if I am making 300 doubles every day, we could say we need around 6 employees, at least 6 employees. Buy Bara from the Bara brothers. But class, if I have 6 employees on average to make 300 doubles with 5 kilograms of flour, 4 kilograms of chana, and Lord knows how many kilograms of sweet sauce and pepper sauce, Kendra, you're lost. You're lost. Talk to me. I want to make sure everybody is with me up until this point. Anybody here is lost? Because I'll be happy to review. If you're lost, type one sentence real quick where you're lost at, what is confusing. Because after this, I want to move on to contracts, and we have just under an hour to get into half an hour to get into contracts. So what we're saying is that, let me do something here real quick. What we're saying is this, Kendra. We have these ingredients to make doubles: flour, chana, water, and shadow benny, frying oil. We have some ways, we have sugar, we have to get double wraps. The question is, do doubles make themselves? Will we just, if we get flour, chana, water, shadow benny, curry, and we put them out overnight, magical elves will come and make the doubles overnight, and you wake up in the morning and doubles just magically appear? No, that is what not happens. What happens is that in order for these to convert all of these ingredients, we need workers. We need bakers. I'm saying bakers, but we basically mean fryers, persons to fry the doubles, persons to wrap the doubles, right? We'll call them wrappers. These are all our workers. These are our labor force. This is our labor force, our human capital. We could just call them our employees. These are our employees. But the question, and let's just say on average to make 300 doubles, we definitely need 6 employees. We're good so far? That sounds good. Kendra, everybody else, Johannes, I see you. Good. Let me ask you all something. Do employees work for free? That would be sweet, right? If you all could just show up and I don't have to pay. Oh, okay. So I have to pay. All right. So I have to pay all, yeah. So what do we pay employees? We give employees wages. Bear that in mind. That's important. Wages. Right. Good, good, good. So now the question is this, class. Let's use this as an example. As we said earlier, to make 300 doubles on average, we have 5 kilograms of flour, 4 kilograms of chana, and at least 6 employees. So we have wages to pay. If I have to make 3,000 doubles on average, I'll need 50 kilograms of flour, 40 kilograms of chana. And how many fryers, bakers will I need? Well, how much people you think we need on the back end? Right. Well, it's definitely more than 6. We could say, let me say now, I think 60 might be too much. 6, maybe 10. Right. Or you can pay more money. Yeah. Well, if you're paying them, we essentially talking about a regular 8-hour shift, but if you had to pay them, you might have to pay them a little overtime. But you have to pull out an Excel sheet to figure that out. But let me say about 10 employees, right? So 10 employees. So essentially, this is what we call variable costs. Look at it. What increases when we have to make more doubles? Variable costs are those elements, whether it's raw ingredients, employees, capital, that have to increase when we create more. So Sonia said it correct earlier. Johannes said it correct earlier. A variable cost increases when you produce more doubles. So if I create more doubles equals more costs. So that is what variable cost is. What increases when I have to produce more doubles? So if I had to produce more doubles, that means more ingredients, more wages, more wages. What else? Who else could give me an example? We have more raw materials. These are all variable costs. Don't worry, in the future classes, I will have all of these on slides for you all to take from. We're just illustrating a point here. So we all understand that variable costs are what increases when we produce more doubles, whether it's more units of iPhones, more units of Nike shoes. So yes, correct, Johannes, more labor and more tasks equal more costs. But let me all ask you all something. Rent. Let me talk about, I'm going to delete this now, right? I'm going to take off all this text from here. So you all have 5 seconds to screenshot. It's up to you. But again, this is just an example. So I'm going to delete in 3, 2, 1. Let me all ask you all something. When it comes to rent, does your landlord care? If you are paying, let me say those doubles, UE doubles, you think UE doubles is pay our rent in that little shed there? Kelsey says yes. No, Kendra, well, we could always ask them. Hopefully they give you an honest answer. Well, let's talk about sauce doubles and Cureb, sauce doubles, and well, sauce doubles is everywhere. But I could basically say they all pay a rent. And let me say they pay a rent of, let me say, I don't know, $2,000 a month. Let me say they pay a rent of $2,000 per month, which is low, but that's a sweet deal. You think their landlord, do you think, how much you think, if sauce doubles make 300 doubles a day, and sauce doubles make 300 doubles per day, and his rent is $2,000 a month. Everybody's following me? source doubles, and I'm using doubles as an example, but we could, we could think about KFC, we could talk about the Gyroman. It don't matter. Their rent is $2,000 a month, and they make $300 a day. Let's just say now, Source all of a sudden saying, nah man, he can make $900 a day. He doesn't expand, he still has the same footprint. So he doesn't have a bigger look. He does not need to physically expand. What do you think his rent would be if he makes $900 a day? Same footprint, does nothing changes. Destiny, Johannes, Kamira, Shamaya, Sella, Sonia, Simon, Crystal, Destiny, Micah, Cullen. What do you think his rent would be? Yes, Simon, Bowen, correct. It will still remain as $2,000 a month. The rent would stay the same. And what do we call this? What type of cost is this? This is what type of cost? Is this a variable cost or a fixed cost? This is a fixed cost, F-I-X-E-D. Yes, Shamaya, Seller, Sonia, awesome. We've seen some new names this week though. Crystal, you were here for the last 2-3 classes. Kelsey, yes, Kelsey. This is what we call a fixed cost. A fixed cost will be an expense that does not change regardless of how many of units you produce. So this is an example of a fixed cost. So students, can I safely say now that we all have a better understanding of what a fixed cost is? We're good. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want me to repeat anything? Darcy, we're good. Let's see. Who got this question 9 wrong? Let's go and see who got this one incorrect. Question 9. So are we good? Cyan, I saw this one gave you trouble. So we're good now. Safia, Eden, you got this one wrong? West Side Tobago, Cassidy, Destiny got this one incorrect. That is strange. Naja, Satyam, Aliyah, Cassell, you got this one incorrect. Alex, Andrea, Denicia, Samika. So can I safely assume if you are to get another question on fixed costs and variable costs, my students will get it correct? Are we improving? Okay. So class, is it okay I could switch gears now and we move on to a new topic? Let's move on to a new topic. I think you all are probably a bit tired staring at quizzes. So let's move on to a new topic. And class, who could guess what this new topic we're going to try to cover in the next 15 minutes? Let's take a quick look at something called contracts. Oh yes, contracts. Right, so who could see this screen? Everybody could see my screen now on contracts. And I was not recording. Why All right, awesome, Destiny. You all have been paying attention, Destiny and Jewel. Why do I feel like somehow Destiny and Jewel are related? Some way of fashion. All right, class. So contracts, 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 contracts. Who here, anybody in this class ever signed a contract? Michael, you sign a contract? Really? Kendra, you sign a contract? Crystal, you sign a contract? Johannes, you sign a contract? When signing up for a school. Interesting. Kendra, let me ask you something. Who signed it? Was it you or your parent who signed it? But did you sign it or did your parents sign it? And I'm asking that question because there's a slide that addresses that. There's a slide that addresses that. But so some of you say you have signed a contract. Some of you are now saying, well, you know, it's my parents who signed the contract. It wasn't me. Mackenzie, Kendra. So listen to the question. I asked you if you signed your contract or if your parents signed the contract. And I will explain why I was emphasizing on that point. So before I move on, I have 160 students in this class. I just want to get some yeses, making sure everyone is good. And I was supposed to actually send you a link for the slides, sorry. So let me send you a link for the slides real quick so everybody could follow along. Oops. So class, here's the links for the slide. So I want to make sure everybody could follow along with the slide, say real quick. Sorry about that, didn't send that earlier. So let's look at the slide here. Slideshow bulb. Confirming everybody could see the slides, everybody has access to the slides. Once again, feel free to, this is my contact info. Needed be, all right, good. So class, so just say yes real quick if you could see the slides and if you're seeing this page now. Now, let me all ask you all something. How many agreements have you made in the past week? How many agreements you would have made in the past week? How many of you would have agreed with your parents to say, you know what, I will do my chores. You made an agreement to do your homework. You even bought you bought food. That's an agreement. It's an exchange for food for money. When we make these sort of agreements, we have all every day, every week, we make hundreds of agreements and we do it without even realizing we are making agreements. Whether it's with a colleague, whether it's with purchase of an item at the grocery, we are actually making agreements. Yes, Jade. Yes, Jade. And Jade had already tell us what the definition of it is. He looked it up and he's telling us that a contract is a legally binding agreement where between two parties. But look at this, there's another element of it, a promise to exchange. You all, agreements are promises. If you all look up the definition of promise and agreements, they are both interchangeable. Yes, Chriselle. Yes, Priscilla. Something in exchange. So a contract is a legally binding agreement. I want you all to pay attention to these words. They might look scary, but they are very important. Legally binding agreement where parties, and parties could be who? We're not talking about rave parties or carnival parties. When we say in parties, we're talking about persons involved in transactions. So a party could be me and you. It could be you and them, but a party could be like a buyer and a seller. A party could be a buyer and a seller. So a party could be a cashier and yourselves who are promised to exchange something of value. So something of value, there's another word for it, and Chriselle said it earlier, something of value, or also called a consideration. I want you all to pay attention to this word consideration because we will be seeing it a lot when we're talking about contracts. All right, class? So once again, pay attention to these words, very important words. Contract, legally binding agreement, where parties promise to exchange something of value, and something of value is also called a consideration. Very important. We're good so far? Jade, we're good? Well, Jade, I know you're good. Jade already learned this in school. Jade, Jade, if I ask you to teach a class, you'll do it? Anybody wants to teach this class? You're good. Nobody wants, Destiny wants to teach. All right, so Destiny, we could maybe next class, or maybe not. No, contracts. Did you all know there are two main types of contract? At least, no, there are many types of contracts, but for CSEC, and because we're not all lawyers just yet, many of us are still debating if we want to be a lawyer. Who here wants to be a lawyer? Just asking. Who here wants to be a lawyer? Destiny wants to be a, that's why you want to teach the class. Oh, Destiny ready to be a lawyer today. All right, only one lawyer in this class. But for my future lawyers and my future CEOs and my future engineers, regardless of what field you are in, Antonia wants to be a lawyer. We have to know that there are two main types of contracts. And the first type is a simple contract. Simple, right? And a simple contract could be spoken, or sometimes you say verbal. It can be informal and it can be written. Yes, yes, Mackenzie, correct. But we're kind of jumping the gun for now. So let's talk about a simple contract. Let's take it in steps. A simple contract. A simple contract could be verbal. So you and a friend could agree to say, hey, you know what? Let's go out to, what do you all do on a Saturday? Fun station, game stuff. Where do you all go? You all might go Mario's, might go to the movies. And let's just say Mackenzie, Destiny, Kendra made an agreement to go to Pennywise Mall on Saturday, the 15th of August at 2 p.m. Or some of you might say go 5 islands, or somebody say, well, on Sunday we'll go to church at this church at 7 a.m. on Sunday. But look, did you all know that is a form of a contract? It's a verbal contract. Simple, it's an agreement. You could say, look, that's an agreement. It was informal, it was verbal. That's a contract. Or you might take it to our next level and say, you know what? We know many of us don't really talk in person as much. We might even send a WhatsApp. We might WhatsApp each other to make an agreement. Did you all know that you could make an agreement over email, WhatsApp, or even write a document on a napkin? That could even constitute a simple contract. Did you all know that? A simple contract could be done. Yes, Justin, you're right. You are correct, because a simple contract is, it's just a few lines, right? But that's why we call it simple. But this is where we're talking about small value items. So we might want to sell a bike. Anybody here ever bought something over Facebook? You see an ad on Facebook, somebody having a garage sale, somebody might be selling a bike or a book, and you message them and say, hey, I would like to purchase this bike. Everybody's following me so far? Yes, no, no, yes. I guess means yes. It's a good thing this chat is not being used for a contract. I seen yes, right? Yes is good. Somebody said Yes, Justin, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. But we'll get to that in a bit. You could never know. That is why communication is important. And as you all as you all go through life, in a few years, you'll start to see that details, communication is very important. You cannot assume the other person is a mind reader. Yes, yes, Justin, you know the thing, man. You know the thing. But class, just because somebody agrees to something over WhatsApp, there are certain elements that make up a contract. So let me pull out my trusty tool. Let me just get a clean background here to go. So I want to talk about the elements of a contract. Elements of a contract. What makes a contract? So Justin seems to be the person who does a lot of these online transactions over Facebook. So Justin, right, we saw a bike for sale, and you were saying, all right, bike for sale, 50, let me say a mountain bike, how much gears? Let me say 16 gear, 18 gear mountain bike, 18 gears, new tires. Let me say used tires for sale. And the price for it is $200. Justin now messages, so I know I spelled it wrong, but the seller is saying it's mountain bike, 18 gears, used tires for sale. And Justin says, you don't get the pictures on that, but Justin say my offer is $150. How that sounding? Justin, that sounds about right. And this isn't this how the sorry, I forgot to share my screen. My bad. I thought you was seeing my screen. So the seller says mountain bike 18 gears for sale, and Justin says my offer is $150. And Destiny said, you know what? The seller says, you know what, nah, I don't want to let this bike go for $150. The seller now say my counter offer is $175. So Destiny said, you know what, there's a counter offer of of $175. So Justin then replies, Justin says, Justin says, let me think about it. Right, then a few minutes pass, and then Justin says, okay, I accept. We don't make this too complicated, right? But this is essentially how the conversation goes. So what happened here is that we had an invitation to bid. So the invitation to bid is essentially an ad. So we call this an invitation to bid. Then what happened here? Justin did what? He made an offer. Everybody following? Any questions? Well, Justin, we're not going to talk about bartering. Just for simplicity, we're just going to talk about a cash transaction or money transaction. Yes, you can do barter, class. So Justin made a very important point. Can contracts include bartering? And the answer is yes. And Justin, I will give a demonstration about using barter or an example of barter in contracts. So just bear with me. I'll draw that reference. Hopefully, you're kidding me. That's the time? Oh my goodness. So if you all, we may go a bit 5 minutes over time, if that's okay with you all, just to finish up on simple contracts and using bartering. So check this out. So we have, we have an offer. We all agree this is an offer. Justin made an offer. Is this the end of a contract? If we had an offer, we have an invitation to bid. So we could say, all right, good. We made an offer. All right, class, we made an offer. Everything good. This is our contract. No. Right? Because so Destiny, there was an offer. But the next element is what? Acceptance. We have to have an acceptance. Many times many times I've seen people try to fool people and say, boy, you didn't get back to me on a message, and I thought you was taking it in. No, you have to show that there is proof that there was an acceptance. Both parties have to agree. Negotiation actually happens before the acceptance. So the counter offer must come before the acceptance. We all agree on that? Now, I tell you, and this does not happen in real life sometimes. Many times, and I have seen persons try to counter or renegotiate contracts after acceptance. You all do not fall into that trap. You must counter offer and negotiate before acceptance. We all good so far? So we have the offer. Now and then a little counter offering might happen, but the main thing is the acceptance. Now, the word consideration. What is the consideration in this transaction here? What is the consideration? Justin, and I'm talking to you on this one. Destiny, I'm talking to you on this one. Kendra, Simon, Kelsey, Zaria, Chriselle, Antonia, Jade. I'm asking you, what is the consideration? No, your consideration is the something of value must be exchanged. Something of value. So what is of value here? We have the bike of value, right? And what else? The money. These are all considerations. But Justin, you asked if bartering can be used as well. The question is, sure, why not? You might say in another conversation, you might want to exchange what some persons might exchange for a bike. Instead of a bike, we could say, you know what? I might give you a laptop, a lawnmower. Or you might say even, I might say 8 hours of worth of cutting lawn. You might offer to say, you know what? I may not have something physical to give this person, but I might offer, Justin, you might offer, you know what? I might offer 8 hours of work, 8 hours of labor to cut your lawn, And once that is done, you could get the bike either before or after. But both persons must exchange and they must accept and agree on the consideration. So consideration could be money for the bike. The consideration could be a laptop for the bike, or it could be of some sort of service for the bike. You all follow? So we could say bike for money. We could say receive the bike in exchange for money. We could actually say have another scenario. Justin, we're following so far. Or we could have another scenario where we could say, all right, bike in exchange for a laptop. Or we could say bike in exchange for 8 hours of labor cutting lawn. Class, so quiz time. This first scenario 1, bike in exchange of money. Is this a consideration? Yes or no? Destiny says yes. Chriselle and the other Destiny says no. Actually, the answer is yes. This is a consideration. This is a consideration. This is something of value. Next scenario, scenario 2, bike in exchange for a laptop. Is this a consideration? And we are assuming that both persons agree. Once both persons agree, is this a consideration? Yes, correct is yes. Excellent, Terrell, Keelan. I find Terrell, I just get to the end of the class and it is answer a lot more when the class comes to an end, right? So these are all consideration. Yes, those two are consideration. And the last one, we could exchange a bike for 8 hours of labor of cotton lawn. Is this a consideration? Assuming that both persons agree. So Chriselle, Kaylon, this is also a consideration. This is a consideration also. Do you know why this is a consideration as well? Because it is something of value. If I don't have to pay someone else to cut my lawn, if I don't have to cut the lawn, and this boy, Justin, is doing it, these are all consideration, something of value. That's fine if you wouldn't have done it, you just wouldn't have agreed to it. But the point is, in order for it to be a consideration, it must be first accepted. You must first accept. So you have to offer, accept, and then we have to accept the list out the consideration, which is what you're accepting to. Right, class? So we have run out of time. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sad that we couldn't get to finish contracts today. Time flies when I am having fun. So class, next class, I will see you all next week and we will continue with contracts. Okay, so do enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.